How is all, and welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin and today we're playing another floor 9 run on Luck.bl Landlord. Sorry I missed uploading a video there yesterday. I was just away for the weekend and I didn't manage to record as many, like one for every day. So I missed out on a day there. I hope you guys had fun over the weekend anyway. I just went on holidays, got some sun, it was a good time, can't complain. Let's jump into this run and see what today gives us. Okay, wow, I don't like any of these choices. I'm just not a fan. Crow, I guess, is technically the best because it does give slightly more than one per turn and it does have some synergies. Let's take a bubble. I think with the crow, we're safe enough to take a... And I know I said bubble there, but I meant coal. Coal is really good early on. Let's take... I've now taken 2 flowers. We could take a third flower. I'd probably end up removing them, but there's always a chance I might get a sun. We did make the first rent payment with 4 left over, so 50 now due in 5 spins. Picked up a 5-sided dice there, that's fantastic. Reroll is pretty good, lockpick is pretty good, happy hour is pretty good. Let's take a lockpick. That should be worth a couple of hundred throughout the run. I'll take a shiny pebble. And with the 5-sided dice, I should be safe enough to make the next rent payment. Here again, I'll take a crow as the best of the options, but not super happy. Here I'll take an anchor, that's worth about 1.8 per turn. And here I'll take a bee, actually should be decent enough with the amount of flowers that we have. We made the 50 rent payment with 21 left over, 100 now due in 6 spins. We don't particularly have any direction for this run yet, so that's not great. We could, yeah, most rares are worth 3, so let's take a fertilizer. Could add seeds, Mori the rabbit, rabbits and rabbit fluff are worth 1 extra, that's pretty decent. We probably won't go cultist, it's a bit late. Let's take a present. The present is worth almost 1 per turn, but it does remove itself. There's a second cultist. I mean, probably could have gone cultist, but let's not. And here we'll pick up another flower. Maybe we can stack flowers and bees. Problem is that they're both worth 1, so they're not fantastic unless you pick up a sun, which is a long shot. We do have a few empties, so let's take a bar of soap just to fill up the empties. And we made the 100 rent payment with 26 left over, 150 now due in 6 spins. Let's pick up a bronze arrow, is pretty good, and 5th ace is pretty good. We could try and transition into a suits build. Pizza the Cat and happy hour are both solid. Let's take 5th ace. Let's remove probably this cherry, I would say. Okay, don't want any of these. Let's reroll. We'll take another bee. Okay, that would be our third cultist. Let's pick up a seed here. We got an apple, that's not too bad. And here we could pick up another coal. It's still pretty early on. And coal will be a big help. How is our inventory doing? We have 22 symbols, but one of them is a bubble, so we have 21 symbols. A bit more than I'd like. Well, 1 more than I'd like, but not too bad, I guess. Only getting 17 per turn though, which isn't great. If I take Hustling Capsule, we should make the next rent payment. But let's not risk it. With the diamond breaking, we definitely would have made the next rent payment. 150, we made that with 27 left over, so we're not doing fantastic. 225 due in 7 spins. I'll skip all them. Birdhouse is pretty good with crow. It now makes crow worth 9 every 4 spins, so just over 2. So not too bad, but not fantastic. Makes it a lot better with those arrows though, so that's pretty decent. I think a removal capsule versus a rain. We have a lot of flowers. Let's go with rain, it's worth 2. Removal capsule probably be better though. And we'll skip this. Maybe with the amount of flowers and coals, we might manage to sneak a win out of this one. We can make the flowers worth 4 on average. Problem is that even if we make the flowers worth 4, the bees is still only worth 1. Okay, we don't need a key and we don't want a shiny pebble. Let's just re-roll, see if we can get anything better. 30 per turn isn't too bad, I guess. Actually, I should have looked at owl with birdhouse. I think that makes the owl worth 2.5 per turn. But we did make the 225 rent payment with 42 left over. 300 now due in 7 spins. A lucky capsule could be really good. That could really help define our run. Let's take a guillotine just so we can add billionaires if we need them. Let's remove this pearl, I guess. Is that the worst thing? Yes. Okay, 29 on that spin. We could pick up a witch. We do have crows, so, and they are worth 3, so a witch would make them worth 6, which is pretty decent. We also have apples, so a witch is a pretty decent pickup. Just my alarm going off there, if you guys could hear that. Okay, 47 on that spin. That's not too bad. Let's move forward. If we can survive till these 3 diamonds pop out, we should be doing okay. 3 spins, we need to get 120 per spin, which is slightly more than we're getting at the moment, I believe. 30 per spin on that one. It's not great. If we can get some good hits on the flowers, 42 per spin. So we need 40 on this one, which is definitely possible if we get a decent hit on something. 39, we're just too short. That's very unfortunate. This run, I think maybe if we could have survived till the coals popped, but flower is a very inconsistent run, even with a sun, and without a sun I don't think it's strong enough. If we picked up another apple, maybe. The magpies, they're just not great. This run just never really happened. Let's jump into another one anyway. We'll see if we have a little better luck. Maybe if I go on cultists. We were offered quite a few cultists, but it's tough to know at the beginning, and we were offered the first one quite late. This one very early, so let's pick it up. And a second cultist straight away. That's very good. And we made the first rent payment with 12 left over. 15 now due in 5 spins. Let's take a void creature and let's take Mori the rabbit. Could affect our cultist, but I suppose we could just add rabbits. 3-sided dice is pretty decent this early on. It's just worth 2 on average. And we did pick up a cheese, so I could pick up a mouse. Okay, 20 already. Let's take a milk. And here, don't particularly want any of these. I'll take an urn, because at least we may be able to destroy that. And we made the 50 rent payment with 24 left over. 100 now due in 6 spins. A diver this early, fantastic. Let's just build our deck around that. I don't particularly want birdhouse because I don't want any of these birds. I will take purple pepper. That might trigger sometimes with the cultist. And now we're just going to take either things to add to the diver or cultist, or just to give us money. Well, let's take a safe. Should be able to remove that. How are we doing? 30 per spin. Yeah, we should have no problem making the next rent payment. Our third cultist is great. That they now give us 3 each. Let's take a removal capsule. The third, if you can get 3 cultists, that's like the big stepping stone. Once you do that, they're just good. Even if you don't get any more, they're good until late game. Up until then, they're not fantastic. I don't want any of these. Let's skip. Our diver has eaten our pearl. We made the 100 rent payment with 57 left over. 150 now due in 6 spins. Let's take a void fruit. Let's take a conveyor belt. How's our void portal? This is pretty good. Conveyor belt is pretty good. Let's take void portal. Conveyor belt, I was thinking for oysters. That's kind of what I was thinking for conveyor belt. Let's re-roll and let's take. We could take rabbit fluff. It would be worth 3. Let's pick up a rabbit fluff. Kind of ruins our cultist build a bit. Don't think it really affects our diver. I'll take a crab. Although I guess a lot of the things that divers eat are common, so possibly that was the wrong choice. I'll pick up a pearl there. And a crab. We're doing alright. 5-sided dice is just a really good pickup. We're 3 on average. Okay, we're getting about 32 per turn. That's pretty decent. We could pick up a Tedium. Have that kind of fighting with the rabbit fluff. They're both worth 3. Let's do it. I think Tedium is slightly stronger, so it should win. But we did make the 150 rent payment with 79 left over. 225 now due in 7 spins. We already have one safe. I don't particularly want another one. We could pick up a Matryoshka doll. They get pretty decent by the end, but we will skip. And let's take black pepper, I guess. I don't see us using either of the other two. We could take a coal. It's still pretty early. We have empties. That should be pretty good for late game. Let's take another cultist is great. Okay, we're getting about 46 per turn. That's really good. I don't want any of these. Let's skip. Okay, what have we got here? A rabbit will be worth 4 eventually, but yeah, let's take a rabbit. We still have some empties and we do have some removals so that we can kind of trim our deck a little bit. Lucky capsule is really good, and let's take out this flower, I guess. What did we get from the lucky capsule? A martini is just worth 3. Yeah, I guess so. Let's pick it up. Okay, we're getting 50 on that turn. 225, we made that with 141 left over. 300 now due in 7 spins. I don't want any of these. Let's reroll lucky capsule versus a Tedium. Let's take another Tedium and let's pick up a lime pepper versus a pool ball. I think pool ball will probably be worth more in the end. Let's get rid of this cherry. So do we have a nice even 20 symbols? Getting 40 per turn there, that's pretty good. We can pick up a milk and let's remove this kind, I guess. Okay, 48 per turn, we're doing pretty decent. I don't want another cat, we don't have any benefits. We're getting 1 off the void portal. 46 per turn, let's take another crab. The diver removes symbols instead of destroying them, so diver not so good with the void portal. Geologist and void portal, that's fantastic because that usually destroys 2 things. Let's take a void creature though. Well, yeah, the geologist just removes them instead of destroying them. I'll pick up a snail there for the geologist. And we made the 300 red pound with 181 left over. 375 now due in 8 spins. Let's take another Tedium. We're doing fantastic so far. We could pick up a shrine. I don't know how many of these things are actually destroyed by us though. Pizza the cat would also be pretty decent. We have 1 cat. Let's take a shrine. We may get some spirits. We probably won't. Okay, let's take another snail. The geologist has to eat something eventually, right? There's like 3 or 4 things. Let's take a crab. Hasn't rolled in next to any of them yet, but we still are getting about 50 per turn. Oyster is really good. Geologist is now up to 8 per turn. We could take another coal. Let's go for it. Okay, still hovering around 50 per turn. At this stage we're going to start skipping most things, I would say. Our first diamond should be coming in fairly soon. And there goes our oyster. 60 on that turn. We could have taken a cheese for the mouse, and we probably should have, just to build up our void portal, but we did make the 375 rent pin with 202 left over. 450 now due in 8 spins, and we are doing fantastic at the moment. Let's take another void fruit and let's pick up a treasure map, I guess. Let's remove, is there anything here that's worth 1? The urn, I believe, or the cat. Let's get rid of the urn first. How's that inventory? 21 symbols. 19 symbols now, that's pretty decent. It's kind of where we want it. 60 per turn. Let's take another pearl for the geologist. And we're just hovering on the edge of where we need to be. A few more eats by the geologist. Another Tedium, sure, why not? And 66 per turn. Another cultist is great. At this stage we kind of want removal capsules. 73 per turn though, we're pretty much where we need to be in terms of gold per turn. And let's take another cheese for the mouse. See how big of a void portal we can get. 77, perfect. Another cultist is great. And we made the 450 rent pound with 278 left over. 575 now due in 9 spins. I don't want any of these. Let's reroll. Frozen fossil is pretty decent, but probably don't want frozen fossil when you're going full cultist. It's probably not a good idea. Let's take a wealthy capsule instead, and let's take quiver is great. I think we have to take it just on the off chance that we pick up an arrow. It just makes him so much better. Another cultist is great. And 84 now. Let's take another cheese for the mouse and just build up this void portal. At this stage we've pretty much won, so we can just do whatever we want. We'd be hard pressed to lose. If we really blow our deck, we may lose, but yeah, we'd be pretty hard pressed to lose this, to be honest. And let's skip this. It'd be nice to pick up a key to get rid of this safe, of course. Let's take another Oyster. I suppose Oyster could really blow our deck, but probably won't. Let's skip all of this. And let's take another crab. And we made the 575 rent payment with 369 left over. 650 now due in 9 spins. We could take a tomb. Don't particularly want the bartender. Don't particularly want any of these. Magic key though is great with the safe. And could take Lefty the rabbit. Sure, why not? Just add loads of lint. They are worth 3. It's kind of fighting against the Hex of Tedium, but sure. Do we have 9? Do we have 20 spins left? I don't think so. Let's remove the cat at this stage, I think. Don't think the cat is helping. It will mean that we can't pick up any milk for the void portal, but doesn't really matter. We did make 200 there with the help of the magic key, and 77 there, perfect amount. We'll take a goldfish. Let's use this treasure map, and eventually this key should hit the safe, a golden safe I believe. Let's take a void fruit. Okay, 90, very consistently getting over 77. Yep. Okay, let's skip this. Man, 111, skip that. We don't have the item for billionaires, no. I think we were offered it, but we took something else instead. 64, a bit of a low. Let's pick up a rabbit fluff worth 3. Have a bit of a battle here between the rabbit fluffs and the hexes of Tedium. 650 per turn. 650 rent payment. We made that with 631 left over. 700 due in 10 spins. Here's a geologist, which is pretty decent. Probably this late in the game, but silver arrow with the quiver, can't go wrong. Let's pick big symbol bomb. We'll pick up a target for the silver arrow, I guess. Let's skip this. Removal capsule is perfect. Bubble is probably okay with the void portal, but we don't really need it. And here, don't want anything here. Let's remove, what's our worst? Probably the mouse. We don't have any cheese at the moment. Let's get rid of the mouse. Okay, 87 on that spin. Let's skip. $95, yeah, let's take another rabbit fluff, why not? And let's skip this. How's our inventory doing? 28 symbols, pretty big. It's a bit bloated. There goes our target though. Even with an inventory this large, we're still consistently getting over 77 per spin. This silver arrow helping out a lot. Let's take another oyster. Okay, we could take a honey. Let's take a pearl. Committed to feeding this diver. Okay, we'll take a void creature. But the wealthy capsule is actually better, I believe. Gives 10, void creature only gives 8. Watermelon, really good obviously, but not needed. And we made the 700 rent payment with 970 left over, so we've already won. 777 now due in 10 spins. Let's I wonder, can we get a frozen fossil? Can we get a frozen fossil? Probably not. We could take a dame. We have 2 diamonds. Skip it. Not needed. Zar's contract. That would definitely help with the frozen fossil. Let's not needed. Don't know why I'm taking so long to decide. Doesn't matter. We've already won. We're just going through the motions. Let's take an item capsule. Let's remove the worst item in the deck, which is probably the martini, which gives 3. Oh no, this 3-sided dice only gives 2. Okay, let's skip all this. And another cultist is fantastic. Cultists are so strong. Eldritch creature, let's do it. So it's going to decimate our deck, but actually with the spirits, would probably end up being a good choice. Like if we were kind of stuck. So it's going to be a full, oh, we could take another crab there, I guess. A full deck of Fluff, Tedium capsules, and Eldritch creatures. Don't want any of this. Big hit there from the silver arrow. Okay, pretty standard roll in there, and we still got almost 100. This diver definitely helping whenever he gets hit by the silver arrow. But we did make the 777 rent payment with 1218 left over. This time your landlord was used as fertilizer. This deck, a lot of fun. Early cultist, and then we went an early rabbit fluff because we had more to rabbit, even though we were going cultists. Then we were like, well, we're taking rabbit fluffs, might as well take hexes. Ended up with, what, 4 hexes of Tedium in the end and 5 rabbit fluffs. So, very fun run. Not often that I stack the two of them together. Usually it's one or the other, but pretty fun to do both. Obviously, ended up with loads of cultists, 8 cultists. So, this run, pretty decent. 8 cultists, very early diver. This run was 1 from very early on. But a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the run. And subscribe for more videos every day. Until next time, guys, take care of yourselves and cheers for now.